3, 2. Have you ever heard the saying, it's like riding a bike, or you never forget how to ride a bike? When you're trying to do something and people try to encourage you by saying, you know, you've done this before, you can do it again. Well, I'm here to tell you that riding a bike isn't that easy. Because, see, I thought I knew how to ride a bike. And I decided, I could ride with no hands, I can ride really fast. I have a really nice bike, and I decided that I wanted to raise my game. And so what I went out and did is I converted my pedals over to the click-in pedals, and I bought these brand new beautiful shoes that you clicked into your pedal. And so before I got on the bike, I asked the guy that sold the shoes at the bike store, I said, listen, how do you get out of these things? He said, just turn your foot and you'll click right out. And I said, that's great. And so I got in there, I got on my bike, and I clicked into these pedals, and then I started riding. And I'm riding this bike, and I'm getting up some speed. I'm getting some real speed. I'm feeling real good. I'm one with the bike. And so I'm just pedaling along, having a great time, saying, why haven't I done this before? Because it's so smooth when you're riding. It's so smooth. And then I started feeling it. I started feeling that inner Lance, thinking, if I keep this up, I might be able to go into the Tour de la France or something like that. And so I'm riding and everything, and then all of a sudden, I had to come to an emergency stop. And so as I'm coming to this emergency stop, I remember the process that the bike dealer told me is to turn your foot. So I turned my foot, but my foot didn't come out of the cleat. And remember, I'm one with the bike. And at that moment, my head could no longer figure out how to process turning your foot. And now, see, if you've ever ridden a bike with cleats, you know what happened. And if you've never ridden a bike with cleats, you know what happens when you try to stand a bike up without a kickstand? That's exactly what happened to me. I'm coming to a stop. I couldn't get my foot out the pedal. And here I am coming to this stop, and all I had was to go down. I fell on my butt. And I realized that it's not that easy riding a bike. But as any good leader, I decided to make something of this whole thing. How could I make this a learning process for myself? And so I realized that there were 3 laws that I could apply to this experience. The first law is law of sacrifice. If I'm going to ride this bike, I got to be willing to sacrifice my body because I fell a few times now. The second one was the law of process. I've got to learn to process how to get out of these cleats better. And then the third law was the law of the big mo. See, the big mo is I had no problem as long as I had momentum. And so they say that it's a crime if you ever lose momentum. I'm telling you, just keep pedaling, don't stop. But there is another law. It's the law of solid ground. But I'll tell you, when it comes to riding the bike, solid ground does not work. You want to find the softest ground possible when you're falling. Thanks a lot.